This week, Anthony Riley said something stupid on the internet.
He is coming. Cover your butt.
Like many of Riley's videos, this is just a ranty mess, and it's full of errors, ranging from simple errors. No, it's just an absurd mess. Starting with this claim about Earth's magnetic field.
It's not viable to argue that we have a molten iron core that's actually solid but supercritical but creating a magnetic field that it can't do. Because of the Curie point, etc., there's numerous reasons why it's not a viable argument to claim that we live on a sphere.
In case you don't know what the Curie point is that Riley is talking about, it is the temperature above which a metal loses its magnetism. So, if you were to say, take a steel bar and get it glowing hot, it would lose its magnetic properties. Or, if you were to take a magnet and heat it up until it was glowing hot, it too would lose its magnetic properties. If you're confused as to what any of this has to do with Earth's magnetic field, it's because it has nothing to do with Earth's magnetic field. Riley saw the word magnet appear on the Wikipedia page for Curie point and saw the word magnet appear on the page for magnetic field, and since they both use the same word, he thinks they are related. Unlike what Riley thinks, the Earth is like a giant magnet, but it's not actually a giant magnet. The Earth's magnetic field is not caused by the core being magnetic, it is caused by the movement of the liquid iron in the outer core. As the iron moves around, it creates spirals that in turn create the Earth's magnetic field. The molten iron itself is not magnetic for the reason that Riley pointed out, but it is also not the reason that the Earth has a magnetic field. Riley complained that iron is too hot to be magnetic is like someone complaining that a car's AC malfunctioning prevents a car from going fast. There just isn't a connection.
But he refuses to accept that things that fall down are not caused by this fictional force called gravity. He refuses to accept that the balance or the likelihood or the probability, call it what you will, of something that is cited by Cavendish himself to be not greater than 50 million to 1 of the object's weight. He doesn't seem to understand that the chances of that being the cause for what we observe is infinitesimally small.
To be honest, I don't understand what Riley is saying here, so I got the help of my friend and Anthony Riley expert, Gio Streber, to explain things.
It's hilarious that Riley thinks that the ratio between the gravitation force on the balls on the Earth being 1 over 50 million means that there's a 1 in 50 million chance that there's a gravitational force between the two test spheres.
Huh, that sounded an awful lot like microbloganism. No, I think I definitely heard some beer bottles in the background. That's definitely Germany. Gio Streber continues to explain the problem by saying, "It's truly outstanding that Riley doesn't understand this. First of all, the ratio 1 to 50 million refers to the ratio of the two forces that are in play here. The gravitational attraction of the Earth to each of the two test spheres is 50 million times greater than the gravitational attraction between the two test spheres. This does not mean that the probability that this effect is caused by gravity is 1 in 50 million. Second of all, Riley thinks that we can't manipulate gravity. What's being measured in this experiment is the gravitational constant g. We do this by manipulating two things, the mass of the sphere and the distance between them. The masses of the test spheres are easily changeable if required. So is the distance between the two objects. We determine the forces that are applied as a result of the test masses and their distances and calculate the gravitational constant as a result."
This experiment really is very difficult to get to work.
So why is he saying that it's very difficult to get to work? Right? Shouldn't it work all by itself? Shouldn't it be the case that this gravity thing is proved all the time, repeatable? Why is it that this guy failed to repeat it? Why is it the technician got so peeved off with it that he cut it in half?
Science is sometimes difficult, Riley. It is not always vinegar and baking soda volcanoes. Sometimes it is extremely technical, tedious, and detail-oriented. This is not a problem. The fact that something is difficult does not make it impossible. The fact that a single technician at a single university struggled to set up the experiment correctly does not invalidate the other times that this experiment has been conducted and has gotten consistent results. You are cherry-picking a single instance of one person's frustration and making a blanket statement about the whole of science based on a single technician. Anthony Riley very clearly does not understand what he's talking about, but I'm pretty sure he will continue to speak with an air of expertise when it comes to gravity. A big thank you to Microbloganism and GeoSturbo for helping me out in this video. Links in the description of both those channels, you should definitely go subscribe to them.